Today, Donald Trump held a press conference today that was so brain melting that I don't understand when people listen to this guy. Not only are they excited to vote for him, but they listen and take in every word and really think that this guy is some sort of leader. It is mind numbing to me how people even consider him just a candidate for anything. But it is just listening to him is like listening to a 5-year-old give a book report in front of the class. That's what I hear and that's what I see every time I see this guy speak. Now, part of this so-called press conference today, I'm sure, was based on the narrative that I'm hearing a lot about Kamala Harris is that she has not given an interview yet, that she runs away from press conferences, that she's scared, and Donald Trump's going to prove that he's not scared of the press and he's going to give his batshit crazy press conference. And in his head, what he's doing is amazing. It's incredible. And Kamala Harris could never do anything like what he's doing. I'm sure the sycophants and the right-wing propaganda media is going to prop this up as some sort of win for him. But if you're a normal, regular human being that has half a brain or more, you would watch this and know that this was just absolutely batshit crazy. I mean, it just made absolutely no sense. And on top of that, I mean, I've got tons of clips. So I don't have Lana with me tonight. So I do have a lot of clips that are going to accompany me, and it's going to be easier to play off of those. And most of those clips are going to be from the press conference today. So he gets up there and he's talking to the press, and the strategy is just to let everybody know that he's some strong man, some tough guy. He goes on about, whatever it is that he's saying. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my animals behind me. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into some of these clips. The first one was there was a reporter that asked him why he is not campaigning. What's going on here? And Kamala Harris has campaign events going on. She had 2 yesterday. She had 1 the day before. She's got a full week coming, and then she's going to schedule a lot more. Donald Trump has 1 in Montana. Now, a lot of people would question, I don't understand. Montana is the state that's pretty much wrapped up. And from what I have learned, that this had been scheduled a while ago. And one of the reasons why there may not be a lot more scheduled from this point is because when that was originally scheduled, it was when he was running against Joe Biden. He was convinced that he was winning anyway. So the move to go to Montana is more for the Senate race there with John Tester and his opponent. So and there really hasn't been many scheduled after that. But he was asked this question. He did not like this question. Again, it's one of these things where somebody asks him a question and he gets offended and calls it stupid. And here's his response.
President, you have not had a public campaign event for nearly a week now. Tomorrow you'll be in Montana, which is not a swing state. Some of your allies have expressed concern that you're not taking this race seriously, particularly at a time where there is enthusiasm on the other side. Why haven't you been campaigning this week?
Call it right there. First of all, calling him out for not campaigning, for people saying that they're concerned, and for saying there's enthusiasm on the other side, not his. He is steaming right now. This is throwing him off his game, and his answers here are going to be clear.
Because I'm leading by a lot, and because I'm letting
that's not true.
Their convention go through, and I am campaigning a lot. I'm doing tremendous amounts of taping here. We have commercials that are at a level I don't think that anybody's ever done before.
By the way, real quick, a couple things here. All this stuff is from the confines of his home. He's doing this press conference from Mar-a-Lago. He's doing whatever these tapings are. I don't even know what he's talking about. And the commercials that he's running too. This is him saying that he's campaigning. Also, you're going to hear this theme that he always does. is that you've never seen anything like it before. Everything is just so grandiose with this guy. And it's going to be in quite a few of these clips that I play. But this is him saying that, they're doing commercials in a manner of which nobody has ever seen. And again, just to listen to this and to think that what he's saying has any ring of truth, to me just boggles my mind that grown adults buy into this.
Plus, in certain cases, I see many of you in the room where I'm speaking to you on phones, I'm speaking to radio, I'm speaking to television.
All from home.
Television's coming over here. Excuse me, what are we doing right now? She's not doing any news conference. You know why she's not doing it? Because she can't do a news conference. She doesn't know how to do a news conference. She's not smart enough to do a news conference. And I'm sorry, we need smart people to lead this country, because our country's never been in this danger before, both economically and from an outside perspective. Russia doesn't respect us anymore. China doesn't respect us anymore. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, liked me a lot. He doesn't like this group. We are in great danger. We're in great danger of being in World War III. That could happen.
Gavel?
No, after their convention, yeah. And I'm going out to certain places to help certain senators get elected. Not even for me. I'm trying to help when I go out to Wyoming or when I go out to Montana, or I'm going to different places to help people. And I don't have to go there because I'm leading those states, as you know, by 35, 40, 50 points. I'm leading by record numbers. I'm going because I want to help senators and congressmen get elected. Congressmen and women get elected. Yes, please.
Okay, another non-answer there. And by the way, he's not leading any state by 50 points. I mean, again, everything's so grandiose, and he's going to make everything sound like he's just on top of the world, like he's winning. And this has been his whole life. His whole life has been taught this. He had an attorney, and his name, I can't remember his attorney, but he was one of these guys who used to be an attorney for the mob. And he taught Donald Trump just to run over basically everybody and just to say everything, whether it's true, whether it's not true, and just continue that path. And you know what? Somehow it has worked. It has worked with people who have at minimum a high school education, that you could sit there and continue to say the same things over and over and over again, and people are going to believe it. And half of that is because they want to believe it. The other half is because they just don't go out and do the research. They don't really care about the truth on this. They just take it in because they want to believe whatever it is that they're saying. But, he said a lot of nonsense there, that he's, I've got a lot of things lined up, and he doesn't, and if he did, he would be able to tell you exactly what he had lined up. If Kamala Harris was asked that question, she would specifically be able to tell you where you're going and where she's going. And again, I know some people would be out there and say, well, you wouldn't be able to because she wouldn't do press conferences. Trust me when I tell you, before this election, she's going to be doing interviews. She's going to be doing press conferences. She's going to be all over the place. Kamala Harris is a professional prosecutor. If anybody in their right mind thinks that she is in any way afraid of the press, if she's afraid of Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, the sycophants over on the right-wing media, I promise you, she is not. Do yourself a favor if you have not done this recently, or if you haven't done it at all. Go back and just Google any time Kamala Harris is in any of these Senate hearings and see how she grills these dudes who are on the verge of tears by her questions. I mean, literally, Jeff Sessions, when he was grilling Jeff Sessions, he literally came out and said, "You're making me nervous." She is not afraid of any of you people. Trust me when I tell you this. But you know what? It's okay. Keep doing that. Keep thinking that she's afraid. Keep thinking that she's not good enough for this race. But it is clear, if you look at all of the polls, and if you've watched this show before, Lana and I have talked a million times. We don't put all of our eggs in the basket of polls. However, we have said on numerous occasions that if the polls are making a big shift one way or another, that is something to consider. And the polls literally about 3 weeks ago had Donald Trump up over 3 points over Joe Biden, which again, I still don't understand. And if you watched our last show, I will say this to the grave. I still think Joe Biden would have pulled it out had he stayed in the race, because I just believe everybody would have pulled it together. I think everybody would have convinced the American people that regardless of Joe Biden's mental state, whatever it was, is that he was still the better choice. Now, it wouldn't have been a blowout. It would have been close. And had Donald Trump won, I would not have been shocked, but I still say Joe Biden would have won. But anyway, the shift in the polls that we're seeing now are huge. I mean, huge. Literally, I am seeing Kamala Harris on many polls. If you go to Real Clear Politics, it gives you a daily update of where polls are. And I was scrolling through a page there, and the last few days, it shows red for Donald Trump, blue for Kamala Harris. Literally everything was blue. Everything. So, she is exciting. She is not only exciting just her base, but she's exciting people who were on the fence. She's exciting people who thought, I can't vote for Joe Biden. He's just too old. I can't do this. I might sit out. So she's exciting those people. She's exciting people from the Black community. She's exciting people from the Latino community. She's exciting independents. She's exciting young people. She's exciting white old guys like me. She's exciting women. She is exciting everybody. And the contrast, Donald Trump is exciting really nobody other than his base. Even his base, some of them have to be going, all right, man. I mean, I've heard the Hannibal Lecter thing. I've heard the sharks and boats thing. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? I mean, can we move on to something that's a little bit more relevant so I can feel better about voting for you? I mean, I'm sure there are even people in the know, the smarter MAGA people, which I know that's really it's hard to understand that exists. But when I say smarter MAGA people, I know these are just awful people who want Donald Trump to win, not because they think he's smart or good, just because they're bad people. And the people who will be taking over for Donald Trump, like the Kevin Roberts of Project 2025, they're the ones, they want Trump to win, so they take over. And I think they're saying, some of them even out loud, is like, man, you might need to change your message a little bit, but we'll see. Okay.